Hi, welcome to your channel Bien Salsa. We're going through difficult times because of coronavirus. We're being asked to stay at home and avoid going out. One of our many worries is how to preserve our food for a longer period, because we won't be able to go out grocery shopping so frequently. So, with that, I'm gonna give you guys some tips to keep your food for a longer period of time at home. I went to the grocery store and I bought some of the ingredients that I frequently use at home. This can help you guys, as I said earlier, to preserve freshness in your food and for it to last longer. So I got some tomatoes, bananas, asparagus, strawberries, broccoli, eggs, carrots, green beans, pineapple, and rice. Some of these ingredients don't last too long. If they are asking us to stay at home for 2 to 3 weeks, it is important to know how to keep them longer. I'm going to explain how we can make them preserve the properties and last for a longer period. Let's be positive, well fed, and following the authorities' instructions. This fourth condition is a learning experience in life. It allows us to be closer to our families and it makes us reflect on consumerism. Eggs are one of the basic ingredients that we should have at home, unless we're vegan, of course. This is a way to always have this ingredient available at home. We're gonna break them in a bowl and we mix them very well. As a tip, you can add milk to help combine the egg white and the yolk. This will also help make eggs fluffier when you cook them. I'm using this Ziploc bag because we're gonna freeze them. Are you surprised? I'm telling you, you would be surprised to know how many restaurants, especially fast food restaurants or coffee shops, use their eggs frozen to reduce waste. The difference is that here, you are in control of not using preservatives. Look, you need to take out as much air as possible and we make portions of 2 people at a time. And they go to the freezer. Bananas are filling and rich in potassium. Unfortunately, they get black and spoiled in a few days. So we will freeze them too. And for this, we're going to place a plastic wrap in a tray. We'll slice them and we place the pieces on the tray spaced between each other. Please trust me and follow this process. Don't try to place them directly in a bag because they will stick to each other. You need to freeze them separately first and then you can place them in a bag. We can use these bananas for milkshakes, smoothies, desserts, bread pudding, banana bread, in our cereal, and many more other uses. And this way they will last longer. Now you can put them in a bag and use them as needed. Ooh, the strawberries! One of my favorite fruits. We wash them before removing the leaves and cut them into 4 pieces. For the strawberries, we use the same process as the bananas. We place them in a tray covered with plastic and space them because we are going to freeze them. Make sure they dry well after washing them and place separately because they can stick together and we will end with a big lump of strawberries impossible to separate. We can use these strawberries to make a dessert, also milkshakes, smoothies, marmalade, even a vinaigrette. I love them because they are so versatile. You can use them with sweet or salty dishes, from a dessert to a salad, even for cocktails. and there is nothing better than have them available when we need them. Now they are frozen and ready to be placed in a Ziploc bag. Return them to the freezer and use them as needed, but always try to remove as much air as possible so they don't crystallize. And here you go, ready to be used. Rice. How many times have we found weevils in our rice? As soon as the weather gets warmer or humidity rises at home, these bugs start appearing in our grains. We will use bay leaves inside the container where we keep the rice. It is curious, but bay leaves act as a bug repellent. These can work also in wheat flour, corn flour, and other grains. To preserve broccoli, we're gonna blanch them. For this, wash it and carefully cut the stem, and we will use the little crowns, trying to get them more or less the same size. In a pot of boiling water, we will let them boil for 2 minutes. To stop the cooking process, we will have a bowl with cold water and ice. Then we drain the broccoli and we give them a shock of cold water. You will see how they turn in a darker and nicer green. We can use this broccoli in a soup, in the oven with cheese, grilled with vegetables, or in a puree. Now we let them dry a little bit, and then they are ready to be placed in a small Ziploc. And they are ready to be frozen. Here you go. We got our broccoli portions. For green beans, we will follow the same process as the broccoli. We'll wash them, we remove the ends, and we cut them in 3 parts. We do the same process to blanch them. We boil them for 2 minutes and we get a bowl with ice water and we give them a shock of cold water. Green beans can be used in a soup, as a garnish, with eggs, with pork, in a salad. They can even be used with tempura. They are delicious. The same way, we will portion them in a Ziploc bag, removing as much air as possible, and we place them in the freezer. To preserve the carrots, we will wash them first and then we peel them. I like to use this knife. Look, it is wavy. I guess they are more fun to me because they look like ruffles. I don't know why, but when I cut them like this, I crave to eat them with ranch dressing as a snack. But obviously, you can use them in the main dish, in a salad, to make a carrot soup. Oh my God, I love carrot soup. The same, we boil them for 2 minutes and we give them the ice water shock. As you can see, this process can be used for more vegetables. For example, chickpeas, cauliflower, etc. And this way, nothing will stop us from always having veggies available. Here we have our carrots done. For the asparagus, we need to cut the bottom part about 1.5 inches. This is because normally they are very dry on this part. We'll peel them just the bottom part where the outside is harder and cut them the size that you prefer. I cut them in 4 pieces. Same as all vegetables, we boil them 2 minutes and we soak them in nice cold water. As a tip, you can add just a pinch of baking soda to the water where you boil them, and that will make them greener. Now, we have the asparagus ready to be portioned and freeze. Tomatoes, the essential ingredient. In this case, we'll boil them completely, about 5 minutes, and we'll blend it with no water to obtain a plain sauce. And we'll keep them as it is, plain, virgin, with no salt, pepper, onion, garlic, nothing. This way we can use them as a base for a salsa or another dish, but if we add any seasoning, then we can manipulate their use. We'll let it cool and portion in small Ziploc bags. As you see, we reduce our ingredients into a few bags that we can keep in our freezer and use them liter by liter. This way, we can avoid going out to the grocery store constantly, avoiding eating canned food with preservatives, and turn this around eating healthy products with an extensive variety of options. I hope you like these tips and they help you to have a better and easier life at home during these times. And don't worry about the possible lack of food in the market. Please share it with your family and friends, subscribe, and give us a like.